Okay, so this video is going to be a follow-up to my previous video on doing the tuning on the Accuforce B2 to get rid of that stepper feeling, in which I said basically what you want to be doing is you want to always make sure you're running Gameforce feedback and foundation feedback. So the question is then, what's the difference between the two? All right, so Gameforce feedback is taking the data directly from iRacing, and iRacing is telling the wheel what it should be doing and how it should be reacting. Keep in mind, though, when iRacing sends this data, it needs to take into account for the vast variety of different wheels that people are using. And quite honestly, the one wheel that everyone mostly uses is a G29, and in some ways maybe the Thrustmaster T300. So iRacing is sending out this information with the understanding that the vast majority of people are using one of those wheels. But you now have a direct drive wheel, and it's interpreting that data from iRacing in that much more raw, much more grainy fashion. And I imagine they do this to make sure if you had a lower powered wheel, you're feeling everything. So it probably feels better with a lower powered wheel. But then when you take a higher powered wheel, like a direct drive, as an Accuforce, it just comes across and feels bad, it feels grainy. So what is foundation feedback? Foundation feedback is looking at a separate feed from iRacing. So iRacing also sends out telemetry, which is saying what the car is doing, what the tires are doing, what the wheels are doing, what the track is doing, what the curbing is doing, and this information is what something like my DOF Reality motion rig is using, and it's using that telemetry data to know when to tilt, when to pitch, and to yaw. Similarly, what the Accuforce is doing, it's using that data to then decide what it's going to make the wheel do. So the difference is, one, Gameforce is the direct signal from iRacing. This is what your wheel should be doing. Foundation feedback is Accuforce B2 wheel saying, we're just going to look at the data. We're going to look at the telemetry, and we're going to decide what the wheel should do. And the beauty of the Accuforce is it lets you do both at the same time. And that's how you're going to make the wheel feel right. So hope that it helps, and hope that explains why you're running both of them and what, in fact, they are. All right? Take care. Bye.